The Bowerbird organization, along with the Rotunda, got a grant to do a art residency, which started in mid-July, for 5 different artists to come in and explore the space and try to come up with some response that fits this beautiful sanctuary.
With sound as one of the key elements of each project. Respond to the architecture and hope through our interventions with video and sound and objects and light to draw attention to the features that you might not notice at first glance. For instance, John has focused his video on the coffers. He's actually made a grid, and that draws attention to this wonderful plaster work that is very three-dimensional. And I hope to have kind of a decorative necklace, almost like a frieze from other architectural time and places, that takes your eyes upward and draws attention to the windows. And so we're really just responding to the beauty of the space, I think. And with a frieze, you have repetitive geometric forms, and I've kind of played with that, circles and squares, and John, I think, used some of those elements as well in his composition.
Well, technically, I came in and I used architectural laser measurer, and I just went from the floor to the ceiling and went across the different spaces and learned that from any place in the room, you can go up, across, and directly down. It's the same distance. So I went back to try to remember 8th grade math, and I looked it up on the internet. It turns out it's a parabola, and a parabola is a thing that focuses sound. So I learned that if I put a speaker right under here and it goes across and somebody stands right under there, it gives you a really strange audio sensation. So I chose 4 speakers, and they're placed around the room, and they are very high frequency sounds that are very directional. And then I used this program, Logic, to both arrange sounds that I'd recorded here and sounds that I had at home, and played with them and mushed them around. And all these yellow lines that you see here are all the volume changes that go into something like this. So each one of these tracks is a separate speaker, and then I mix them down into a surround sound. I have 3 video projectors running off the same laptop, and I used a couple different video programs to create the images, maybe 1/3 of which are actually from this room, the peeling paint and so forth. And then I used the program to sort of take that square rectangular image and map it onto the curvature of the ceiling, and then divided that up into little squares to fit in, as Carolyn said, into the coffers. So there's 3 of those things going on at once, and they have a dialogue that the Western side is much more rigid and geometric and sort of trying to explain things a little bit. And the one on the East side is much more things that are in process, feedback, video feedback, things that are a little bit out of control. And then the one in the middle, which is sort of a circle, combines the 2 things and has a sense of time to it. So there's a sort of a discussion in an abstract way about, belief in science and religion and all the things that have been going on in this room for at least 100 years.